In this video, I'll teach you my best breathing technique for anxiety. I'll explain the 3 most important aspects of the technique, and I'll show you how to know if you're doing the exercise correctly. And if you watch this video all the way to the end, I'll tell you how you can get some guided breathing exercises I created that use sound to guide your breathing, which allows you to do the breathing exercises with your eyes closed or even while driving. By the way, my name is Luke Horton, and I discovered these breathing techniques when I was trying to find a solution to my own anxiety. Around 1.5 years ago, I had an intense panic attack at work and I fainted. It was a really difficult time, but it set me on a mission to overcome my anxiety. At first, I tried the regular approaches of dealing with anxiety like meditation and therapy and even antidepressants, and these things helped with the anxiety, but it was far from gone. Then I discovered this breathing exercise that helped me to relieve anxiety whenever I wanted. I would use this exercise to get my stress levels really low a few times per day. And with daily practice over 2 or 3 months, the anxiety gradually faded and I stopped having the intense feelings of panic all the time. And eventually I was confident in saying that I had overcome anxiety. So that's the breathing exercise you'll learn in this video. Thanks again to everyone for asking your questions after my last 2 videos. I'm really excited to present this today. But before we discuss the actual technique, let's discuss what the goal of this breathing exercise is. So the goal of this technique is to help get into a state called cardiac coherence, which is kind of like the opposite of anxiety. You see, your heart rate is constantly changing from second to second, constantly speeding up and slowing down. This is called heart rate variability, or HRV. And the way your heart changes from second to second varies depending on the emotions you're feeling. When you're stressed, your heart rate variability looks more like this, jagged and unpredictable with all these sharp points. But when you're calm and present-minded, it looks more like this. It takes on this smooth, rhythmic pattern. And this is called coherence. And when your HRV takes on this smooth pattern, your body lowers the production of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. It balances out your nervous system, which softens the fight or flight response and makes you less reactive. It helps relieve muscle tension and relax the body, which in turn will help you get a nice, calm, clear mind. So now that you know what the goal is, let's discuss the exercise that helps you get into coherence and feel the opposite of anxiety. So let's discuss the 3 most important aspects of this breathing exercise. And the first that we'll discuss is the rhythm and the smoothness of the breath. So our goal is to get our heart rate to follow this predictable pattern of speeding up and slowing down. And we can influence this with our breathing. When you inhale, your heart rate tends to speed up, and when you exhale, it tends to slow down. And you can actually feel this. If you put your hand over your heart and take a long inhale, you'll feel your heart rate get faster. And if you take a long, slow exhale, you'll notice it gets slower. So if you inhale and exhale in a smooth rhythmic pattern, your HRV will become smooth and rhythmic as well. Let's practice improving the smoothness of the breath. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth like you're gently blowing out a candle. This will help you to breathe very smoothly and gently, and it'll make the rest of the exercise a lot more effective. So now that you know how to breathe smoothly, with this trick of pretending to blow out a candle, let's talk about the specific rhythm to breathe at. For the purpose of coherence, I've found that there are 3 rhythms that work particularly well. There's box breathing, there's 1-to-2 ratio breathing, and there's a 1-to-1 ratio. Box breathing is a pattern where you inhale for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, exhale for 5 seconds, and then hold again for 5 seconds. Let's try it for a few breaths. And use this trick I just taught you of inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth like you're blowing out a candle. And you can use this guided breathing exercise to help you stay on that steady rhythm of 5-5-5-5. I'll be quiet and let you try it. So that's 1 minute of box breathing. The combination of breath holds and slow breathing can be a great tool to help you clear up your mind. The next rhythm that we'll discuss is the 1-to-2 ratio. This is when you exhale for twice as long as you inhale. For example, you can inhale for 4 seconds and exhale for 8 seconds. This is powerful for relieving anxiety because your body naturally relaxes on the exhale and it naturally tenses on the inhale. So by exhaling for twice as long as you inhale, you spend twice as much time relaxing as you do tensing. Let's try a minute at this rhythm. Remember to inhale gently through your nose and exhale like you're gently blowing out a candle. If you run out of air while you're exhaling, which may happen, just hold your breath until it's time to inhale again, and then on the next cycle, just try to exhale a little more slowly. So here's 1 minute of 4-8 breathing. So that's 1 minute of 4-8 breathing. This is a great rhythm for relieving anxiety. Last but not least is the 1-to-1 ratio. And this one's exactly what it sounds like. You inhale for the exact same amount of time as you exhale. This one can be the most powerful because it's the most balanced, but I'll let you give this a try and see what you think. So which one is the best rhythm? Well, I think the best rhythm is a combination of all three. You can start with box breathing, move on to the 1-to-2 ratio, and then finish with the 1-to-1 ratio. But by stacking them on top of each other, you can get kind of an added boost. So the exercise that I do the most is what I call the stack. It takes 20 minutes total. You start with 5 minutes of box breathing, then do 10 minutes of the 1-to-2 ratio, and then 5 minutes of the 1-to-1 ratio. I think by doing them like this, you can really maximize the benefit of each individual rhythm. The box breathing helps to clear up your mind, the 1-to-2 ratio helps you to relax, and the 1-to-1 ratio helps you get into a high coherent state. Now, if you stay to the end of this video, I'll tell you how you can get a guided breathing exercise that will guide you through this exercise, this 20-minute stack exercise. You can literally just hit play, close your eyes, and go through the entire exercise. So that's the first and most important aspect of the breathing technique, the rhythm and the smoothness. And so that leads us into the second most important aspect. This is get out of your head by focusing on the heart. Rhythm and smoothness is the most important aspect of getting into coherence, but almost as important is what you're thinking about. Ideally, you wouldn't really be thinking about anything during the exercise and just be perfectly present, but if you could do that, you probably wouldn't need the exercise in the first place. So, while you're doing the rhythmic breathing, you can use a technique called heart breathing to get out of your head. And here's how you do it. Close your eyes and place your attention in the center of your chest, the area of the heart. You can imagine taking an elevator from your head down to your heart. Now imagine the air flowing in and out through the center of your chest, as if the heart is breathing in the air directly. And with your attention on the heart and this feeling of breathing in and out through the center of your chest, try to evoke a positive, heartfelt emotion. You can think of a person or a pet, or remember a time when you felt good inside, and make a genuine attempt to feel deep appreciation, love, or care. It can be difficult to evoke a positive emotion at first, but with practice, you can learn it as a new skill. And when you combine this heart breathing technique with 20 minutes of smooth rhythmic breathing, you can get huge anxiety relief. I've got several other techniques that help you get out of your head, such as breathing through body segments, pulse awareness, and a moving focus meditation. And at the end of this video, I'll tell you how you can get some guided meditations that I had professionally recorded that will help you learn how to do these techniques. So those are the two most important aspects of this breathing exercise. The first was breathe rhythmically and smoothly, and the second is to get out of your head by focusing on the heart. And then now we'll move on to the third aspect, which is almost as important as the first two. Relax deeply on the exhale and maintain the relaxation on the inhale. To get maximum benefit out of this exercise and get into a high state of coherence, you can use the exhale to consciously let go of tension. Since your body naturally relaxes on the exhale, you can use this to focus on the feeling of physically letting go. Just letting go of any tension that you're holding in your joints and muscles. And the key is to do this one area at a time. If you try to relax the entire body all at once, you may find it difficult, especially if you're starting out with a lot of muscle tension. But if we focus on relaxing just one muscle group at a time, it's much easier to consciously relax the muscles. For example, on your next exhale, let your shoulders grow heavy and sink down. Let go of any control in the shoulders. Just let them drop and relax with the exhale. Then on the inhale, don't let your shoulders rise up. Keep them dropped and relaxed, and let your belly expand instead. And just maintain that relaxation in your shoulders. Then on the next exhale, relax even deeper, and on the next inhale, maintain that relaxation, and just repeat this until you feel nice and relaxed. Sometimes it can be hard to relax an area if you don't know what it even feels like to be relaxed, and I know that was the case for me. Then I learned how you could use a tense-relax cycle to help a muscle relax. You first tense the muscle vigorously, and hold that tension for 5 to 7 seconds, then you let go of that tension and let the muscle relax. Here's how to do it with your shoulders. Inhale and raise your shoulders as high as they can go, like you're trying to touch them to your ears. Hold that tension in your shoulders. Now exhale and let your shoulders gently relax. And just use your exhale to let the shoulders get as low and relaxed as they can. Now pull your shoulders back and try to touch your shoulder blades together. You'll feel a nice stretch in your upper back and between your shoulder blades. Hold that tension for a few seconds and then exhale and relax. This is a great way to relax your shoulders, and you can go through this process of relaxing your body with these tense relax cycles, starting with your eyebrows and work your way all the way down to your toes. It's called progressive muscle relaxation. And when you go through this process of relaxing your entire body this way, it can get you feeling very, very relaxed. And the more relaxed your body is, the smoother your breath will flow, and your heart rate variability will take on this nice, smooth, coherent pattern. You can find guided meditations that will help you relax your body this way. I have a really great recording that I had created, and it takes you through this entire process of relaxing your head down to your toes. And I'll tell you where you can download it in just a few minutes. But first I want to talk about how to know if you're doing this exercise correctly. If you're doing the exercise correctly, Your heart rate variability will take on this smooth, rhythmic pattern, and you'll be in coherence. So how do you know if you're actually in coherence? Well, you can use this thing called biofeedback. You can use a little device called an HRV monitor that actually measures your heart rate variability. It has a sensor that clips to your earlobe, and it can connect to smartphone apps over Bluetooth that can actually measure your coherence. In this app that I'm showing on the screen here, it measures your coherence on a scale of 0 to 10. And the more wave-like and smooth your heart rate variability is, the closer your coherence gets to a score of 10. So it gives you instant feedback guiding you in the right direction. If the score is going up, you know you're doing something right, and if the score is going down, you can just make some adjustments. The power of the biofeedback isn't so much to tell you if you're doing it right. The biofeedback will teach you how to do it right. I remember the first day I got my own HRV monitor. I spent like 2 hours trying to get into a nice coherent state. The app I was using back then rated your coherence on a scale of 0 to 100. And when I first connected it, my coherence score was close to 0, and my HRV looked like this, all spiky and unpredictable. You know, that's what the HRV looks like when you're stressed and anxious. But I kept playing with it for like 2 hours, and I was trying all these different techniques, and I was gradually getting a higher and higher coherence score. And then for a second, I finally got everything right, and I got a really high coherence score of around 95. And my HRV took on this really smooth, rhythmic pattern. And even though I could only maintain it for a few seconds, I felt amazing. For the first time in months, I didn't feel anxious. I felt calm and clear-headed, and this feeling carried with me throughout the day. Even though I was only in coherence for a few seconds, I felt the benefits of it for the next several hours. And every day I continued to practice with this biofeedback. I'd use it in the mornings to get my stress levels really low. I started using it before bed and I was getting better sleep. And anytime I noticed I was feeling anxious, I would consciously shift back into a coherent state. And after 2 or 3 months of this, it was like I had reprogrammed my brain. My brain stopped going into panic and worry as its default action. And even in stressful situations, I could stay pretty calm and relaxed. And even if I did get nervous, I knew the techniques that worked for me to help me get back into this coherent state. So let me ask you a question. Is it okay if I tell you about an online course I created that can help you use these techniques to overcome your own anxiety? If not, you can click away now, but if you are interested, the course is called the Breathing Secrets Academy. It's 6 weeks of lessons where you'll learn all the techniques and strategies you need to relieve stress and overcome anxiety. I'll work with you to teach you how to get into coherence. The lessons will be taught live so you can ask me questions directly. Also included in the course is the HRV monitor and biofeedback software I mentioned. It works with all Android and Apple devices. And in the course, we'll go in depth on how to use the biofeedback for anxiety. You'll also get 20 guided breathing exercises I created that use audio to guide your breathing. So you can do the breathing exercises with your eyes closed or even while driving and maintain that smooth rhythmic breath. And then you'll also get 10 guided meditations that are specifically designed to help you get out of your head and relax the body. Here's the current plan for the course. Week 1, you'll learn my 4-step stress management plan and the breathing exercise regimen. Week 2, you'll learn the most important aspects of breathing exercises, so we'll go way deeper into the topics that we discussed in today's video. Week 3, you'll learn how to stop overthinking. Week 4, how to conquer anxiety with biofeedback. Week 5, how to add mindfulness to your breathing exercises with the help of biofeedback. And Week 6, how to add mindfulness to everyday life. The course will be open for registration this Saturday. Registration will only be open for a few days, so if you want to get in on the course and get all of these free bonuses, there will be a limited time to register. So if you want to sign up, the best thing to do is to go to breathingsecretsacademy.com and sign up for the notification list, and you'll get an email when the course is open for registration. And maybe by the time you're watching this, the course is already open for registration. So head over to breathingsecretsacademy.com. You can get more information there. And I hope that even if you don't sign up for the course, that the information I shared in this video will still help you. This really is the best breathing technique for anxiety that I know of. If you know anyone who this video might help, feel free to share it with them. Head over to breathingsecretsacademy.com, get on the early notification list. I'll put a link down below. It's breathingsecretsacademy.com. Thanks so much for watching, stay tuned, and I will see you in the next video.